This video will show you how to manifest as your higher self so that you create from a whole new paradigm, and I'm also going to give you a meditation that you can use in order to do so. Welcome back to another video. My name is Aaron and I help people expand their consciousness. Now in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you exactly how you can manifest as your higher self and why this is so important and how this can completely change the game. Because as we raise our vibrational level of consciousness, we begin to create from a whole new paradigm and things happen easier than ever. And as you guys know, with these new style of vids, what I do is I explain the ideas in the beginning that I think are transformative or that I think that can add value. And then what we do is towards the end of the video, we do a meditation to wire in the idea, and a meditation that you can use that if you listen to consistently can really allow you to start to wire this in a completely new way, and so that you create from this new paradigm. So this is something I've been looking into because the different paradigms of manifestation to me are very interesting, because I can notice in my own life of when I've been in different level of paradigms. So what I mean by this is for a long period of time, like when I started this YouTube channel, for example, and I started going and putting a lot more into it and it started to grow, I started to more so identify with just this action mentality. Take a lot of action, and that's where success comes from. Now, this is a paradigm that does work. However, a lot of times when you take a lot of action and you're coming at it from the point of I'm over here and I want to get over here, there's a lot of resistance that comes because what's emphasized is that I'm over here and I want to be over here. So I was like, okay, this is where I am. I'd like to be doing this full time. I'd like to have this many subscribers on YouTube. So I was, in a way, pushing myself and getting away from where I was. Now, it worked in the sense that it got me to take action, and I started to identify with taking action. Of course, I love what I do too, so making daily videos and doing what I do isn't really hard, but the energy underneath is what's important. Now, that's one paradigm, is the action paradigm. Now, I'm going to show you real quick this chart of power versus force. It's like my favorite chart to show, and it's the different levels of consciousness. And what you'll see is that towards the bottom levels, you will see the levels such as shame, fear, guilt, anger. As we move up the levels of consciousness, you eventually see neutrality, which is like observing the thoughts from a neutral place. You'll see acceptance, where we are able to start to really accept things at a whole new level. You will see love, joy, peace, and towards the top is enlightenment. Now, this is the stages of consciousness. Now, what happens is when we create from the ego self, when we create from the self that says, I'm here and I want to be over here, what we are doing is we are emphasizing the lower levels of consciousness. We are also in the consciousness of desire. So desire is something that in a lot of law of attraction teachings, they say is a great thing. Now, desire, if it gets you to take action, can be powerful. However, a lot of times with desire, when we desire something, we are also emphasizing that it is not currently here. Now, the thing with this is that it makes things a little bit difficult because everything that we experience in our life is a result of our vibration. And if our vibration is saying that I have a desire because I don't currently have that which I want, we are creating more and more resistance in our life. We're creating from a lack paradigm. And this is where a lot of LOA teachings come from. It's more of the I'm here and I want to be there. Here's the thing though. The only way we can really see what we want in our life in the easiest way is if we start to already embody the emotions and the level of consciousness at the higher levels, because then everything on the outside begins to change based on the internal shift that we have made. So everything we experience is a reflection of who we are on the inside. And if who we are on the inside is the ego self in this limited realm of consciousness, then what we do is we create more resistance along the way. Now, there's a better way. And the better way that I found is understanding how we can connect to the higher self in a completely new way. Now, the higher self is that which we can call the larger part of ourselves. Think of the higher self as the part of us that exists within this higher realm of energy, that exists with love, unconditional love, joy, peace, enlightenment. A lot of people that have been enlightened have said that enlightenment isn't something you attain. You don't attain it from this level of consciousness up to here. Enlightenment is something that you realize from the level of the higher self. It's something that can be realized and remembered, literally remembered. So that's something that we can start to pay attention to is these levels of consciousness and how they correlate with manifestation in general. Now, with that of the lower self, the thing is we call this the ego self. A lot of times, many of us may be just focused on the ego self and what we want in the sense of the material possessions, which could be certain things that may not be actually great for our levels of consciousness or for us elevating through the levels of consciousness. So what I mean by this is the higher self has more of a larger perspective because it's up on this levels of consciousness, it's higher. And what it can do is it can see further. Think of it like the higher self is on a mountaintop, the ego self is in the valley. And what happens is the higher self can see how things not only benefit the ego self, but how things benefit the whole. Because the higher self is closer in connection to that of everybody around us, to their higher selves. You can think of it like that. Now, there was a book that came out that's one of the most famous books for manifestation. It's called Think and Grow Rich. It is a classic. It's a great book. One of the concepts in that book is that when you decide that you want to get something, what you must do is find out what you are willing to give in return. Now, to give in return, what this means is that what you put out is what you get back, and what you put out, if it's with the right intentions, it comes back to you in profound ways. So a lot of times people are saying, I want to create this, and this, but if those things are material possessions, and material possessions aren't necessarily bad, it's all the meaning that we give it. We can have things that are spiritual, as if we're attached to it, that it becomes the issue. But the key to this is being aware of that and deciding that what we're going to begin to do is see how also we can manifest by giving to other people, by understanding we are all connected. Because when we realize we're all connected, it switches from what can I get to what can I give. This is one of the most profound changes that I've made in my life, is when I make my videos, I really believe that the reason my YouTube channel has grown the way that it has is simply because underneath every video that I do, I have an intention to add value to people. It's a question I'm constantly asking myself, how can I add more value to the people that listen to me? What practical tools? What can I do? Now I'm realizing that meditation has a powerful effect on people, and people give me that feedback. So I'm saying, okay, how can I add more meditations into my videos and help wiring these ideas in a new way that I haven't seen done before? That's how I am going about it. And because it is aligned with the greater whole, we got to think about this. Not only how does this benefit me, but how does this benefit the greater whole? Because we look at it from that point of view, we're in the higher realm of consciousness, and things happen easier because we're willing to give something in return for what we want to get. But also, when you're willing to give something, what does that tell you? It tells you, and it tells your levels of consciousness, it tells the universe that you are in abundance. Because if you can give away something, it means you have plenty of it. So I choose to give away an emotion of connection that I feel within myself, and my intention is to help other people feel that within themselves. And really, of course, that emotion exists within you. You don't need me. But if I can be in a way like a symbol of how that can kind of be brought to the forefront for you, then that's my intention. But let me emphasize here that that power is within you right now, regardless of whether you watch me or not. But this is the thing. When we start to exist and develop the vibrations of these higher levels of consciousness, everything in our life happens much easier. We start to actually manifest from that higher point of view because we start to ask ourselves new questions. The energy becomes more pure, and the energy becomes more of that flows from our higher self and out into the world. It's almost like the universe wants to work with us because we are working with it. We are helping everybody. Everyone is another aspect of us at a deeper level. We look at our higher self, what we call our higher self. Our higher selves are all connected. And we're all connected actually as our ego selves as well. We're just not as aware of it as our higher selves are. Now, our higher selves, this term that we use for our higher self, is really the realm of consciousness through these higher levels of consciousness. Love, joy, peace. And when we start to create from it, it's such a higher vibration that things happen easier than ever. So what I encourage you to do is to have this intention to connect with your higher self and to realize not only what you can do to get what you want and to be happy, but how can you do that and be adding value to other people? And how can you do that and do it in a way where you are existing in these higher emotional states of consciousness? Now, the key to really transcending these levels of consciousness is not really attaining even new perspectives. It's letting go of what no longer serves. Because as you let go, it's like you're letting go of sandbags on a hot air balloon. And every time you let go of grief, fear, anger, you're letting go of those sandbags, and all of a sudden, you start to raise up. And as you raise up, you are feeling and existing as that higher self. And then you can add value to even more people. So what I really encourage you to do is to see how can you add value and have this intention to add value to other people, and how can you view what you do in a little bit different way. You may say, well, I create art. I love making art. It's my passion. Yes, and from a higher state of consciousness, that art is an expression of you at a deeper level, and other people can enjoy that art. So when you have the intention of adding value as well as you just love doing it, then that starts to team up with your higher self. Maybe you are in sports and you play sports, and the idea is that you're getting better and you are doing it professionally or however you're doing it. Instead of just having the intention of being the best person you can be, the best sports star you can be, have the intention of also being able to inspire those, how to become the best version of yourself, because then you can inspire other people. This doesn't have to be the main focus, but this has to be something that's interwoven of what you are willing to give in exchange for that of the expansion that you create. So this is more so about understanding that you are much more than the ego self. The ego self says, I want this, I desire this, let me get this. It's all about me, me, me. The higher self says, we. It says, how can I add value to other people, because we are all connected. And as we begin to tap into this, I'm telling you, things happen easier than ever. This is the reason that my YouTube channel grew so fast. It is the reason why so much in my life has changed, especially when it comes to abundance. It's the reason I make programs that help change people's lives, and that's the intention underneath it. And that's why I'm able to be abundant with that, because I have a pure intention to get people results and to help people notice and become aware of certain things within them. You see, it's all about the intention. There's some people that make programs just to make money, and because of that, it reflects in their vibration. And it's not in a judgmental way. I'm not saying it like that, but I'm saying they may feel resistance about it. But if I do what I love, I create things that help people, I feel great about it. And in the same way, I'm creating from that higher self paradigm, because I'm not thinking about me. What can I get out of it? What can I give? And what can I start to exist in this higher state of consciousness? I used to work at Barney's New York in women's shoes, and I realized before I went full-time going YouTube, I went in every day, and if I had the intention, this commission job, if I had the intention of making a certain amount for me, making a certain amount of commission for me, then it wouldn't do that well. But if I went in saying, how can I add value to the people I'm around? How can I help increase the customer state of being? How can I be funny and light and increase their emotion? If I went in with that, I would have the most amazing days. It's all about the intention. And if the intention is to add value, it's a win-win, because then the person I'm talking to increases their state of being, they're happy, and when they're in a happy state, they're more likely to buy. But my intention was not to get them to buy. My intention was to increase their state of being. It was something that's much more pure. So start to realize it, I guess, start to have perspectives as to how you can mix this higher self-understanding with that of what you do and what you want to manifest. And see how you can make it win-win for you and other people in your life. Because if you do that, it's just almost like that universal energy wants to flow even more to you, because it's a much more expansive energy, because it's inclusive of other people, rather than it just being about the ego self, the lower states of consciousness. So it's something I think can absolutely change your life, and something that's changed my life. And now what we're going to do is we are going to move into a meditation that's specifically guided at helping you to start to see and manifest as your higher self. What I'm going to do is we're going to go through a little guided visualization. We're going to imagine ourselves connecting to our higher selves. Like, we're always connected to our higher self, by the way. This is just a permission slip for us to connect even more strongly, so that we can get information and that our higher self can communicate with us how we can start to implement this in our life, because the answers are within us. This will help pattern us to create from a much higher paradigm. What I ask you to do right now is to take a deep breath in, deep breath out, to sit down or lay down if you can. And like I said, listen to this for 21 days. I think you'll find that you start to manifest from a totally new paradigm, and you start to see everything in your life in a completely new way. So right now, let's take a deep breath in, a deep breath out, and just feel our body relax. So let's take a deep breath in. Breathe it out. Feel your body relax more and more. What I ask you to do now is to put your hands over that of your heart. Because the more attention that you put inside your heart center, the more you grow the electromagnetic energy around your heart, the more you connect to who you really are, and the more you feel expansive with your thoughts, feelings, and actions. So now let's take another deep breath in, deep breath out. What I'm going to ask you to do now is to also close your eyes if you can. Take a deep breath in. As you breathe out, feel your body relax more and more. And with every breath you take, feel how your body begins to loosen up. You begin to feel more connected to who you really are, more relaxed. And in this relaxed feeling, you feel present and you feel more aware of who you are. Now notice a sensation in your heart, a sensation of a buzzing vibration. And imagine now that there is a ball of energy inside of your heart, any color that you like. And imagine that this ball of energy is spinning in your heart center. And imagine that it begins to speed up. And as it spins faster, you can feel this vibration grow, and you can feel this warmth in your heart grow. And imagine this vibration spinning faster and faster. And the faster it spins, the more you can feel it. And the more you feel it, the more you know that you are connected to your heart, and the more you are connected to your higher self. Your heart energy is now expanded much further beyond your body than before you started. Now what we are going to do is we are going to focus on relaxing different parts of our body. And as we do this, we're going to get into a state of being where we have much more expanded awareness, much more communication with that of our higher self. Now bring the awareness up to your head. Notice the sensation inside of your forehead. And feel the muscles inside your forehead relax. Feel like a warm wave going through your forehead. Now feel that warm wave behind your eyelids. Feel your eyes relax. Notice the sensation in your nose. Bring the sensation to your jaw. Wiggle your jaw around and feel it loosen up, relax even more. Where is your tongue? Feel your tongue relax. Bring the sensation to your neck. Feel your neck muscles begin to loosen up. Relax. Feel this wave of energy flow through your left arm, your left elbow. Feel your forearms relax. And your hand, your left hand, you can feel it relax, loosen up. Bring the awareness now to your right arm, your right elbow. Your forearm on your right hand is very relaxed, loose. Feel your hands now relax. Now bring the awareness into your chest and notice the sensation in your heart. Feel the muscles in your back relax with the wave of relaxation. and feel the energy in your heart begin to increase with more and more love. You feel this vibration buzzing inside of your heart center. Now bring the awareness down into your stomach and feel the vibrations relaxing, feeling loose. Every breath you take, you feel your body sinking into more and more relaxation. Now imagine your left leg relaxing, a wave of relaxation, loosening up the muscles, your left leg and foot. Now feel the sensation in your right leg, relaxing more and more. A wave of relaxation, loosening up, feeling your legs sink more and more into relaxation. Now put the sensation in your right foot. Feel your toes relax. And now you are in a much more aware space where you have more connection to your higher self, more connection and awareness of any communication that you want. Now let's set the intention that we connect to ourselves at the highest level that we are able to perceive of any messages from our higher self, any guidance from our higher self. And let's set the intention that we are protected and will only communicate that of which is higher than our normal state and current state of consciousness. And now we feel even more comfortable knowing that we are protected as we connect to this deepest part of who we are. Now imagine that you are in a very relaxing place. This could be a forest, this could be a beach, this could be a room that you grew up in that's very comforting, that's very relaxing. This could be any landmark, any place that you can think of where you feel very relaxed. And imagine that in this place you look around and you feel grateful for how relaxed you feel. You feel grateful for how connected you feel. You feel grateful for this buzz of energy inside of your heart. And imagine that as you walk around, every step you take, you're feeling more and more relaxed, more and more present to the moment, more and more connected to your heart center. Now notice that off into the distance, there's a chair. And in this chair, you notice how it looks, and you're curious. So you walk over to this chair. Now walk over to this chair and notice that on this chair it is marked your higher self connection. Now this chair is a chair that you can sit in whenever you want. And when you sit in this chair, you feel more of a connection to your higher self than ever before. When you sit in this chair, you get insights, guidance, you become aware of things in your life, and you become more in the vibration of your higher self. Now looking at this chair, notice what it looks like. Now sit down in this chair. Turn around, sit down in this chair. Notice how the cushion feels. Notice how relaxed you feel. And notice that there's a knob on the side of the chair that says level 1 through level 10. Right now it's on level 1. Now, as this dial turns, what we are going to do in a minute is we're going to count this dial up. As it turns up, you're going to feel more of this connection to your higher self, and you're going to simply be in the vibration of who you really are. Now put your hand on this dial. I'm going to count up to 10, and with every number I count, it's increasing in intensity. You're feeling the energy in your heart grow more and more. You are feeling more connected to your higher self than ever before. You will feel guidance. You will feel messages. And let's begin. 1, feel the energy through your body. Move it over to 2, feel it increase more and more. 3, 4, with every number I count, it doubles in relaxation. 5, 6, 7. You now feel this energy increase inside your heart center. You're feeling more connected to your heart than ever before, more connected to your higher self. 8, 9, 10. Feel this energy flow through your body. And now what you notice is that right in front of you, you can see your higher self looking right at you. Your higher self looks almost exactly like you, just simply a little bit brighter. There's a glimmer in your higher self's eye. And notice that this connection is more powerful than anything you have ever felt. Now ask your higher self for any messages that your higher self has for you. Ask your higher self how you can begin to manifest from this higher level of consciousness and adding value to more people in your life. Ask your higher self what you can let go of that is no longer serving you. Ask your higher self to help you to let go of anything that's no longer serving you. And see what your higher self says. Now your higher self is now telling you your higher self is always with you. And it's simply a matter of tuning in to your heart center, tuning into this part of yourself. Now set the intention that after all of this, you're going to feel more connected to your higher self, that this is going to be who you are. And from this point going forward, you will manifest from a totally new paradigm, from a paradigm of abundance, from a paradigm that this is who you are. Now what your higher self does is your higher self lets you know that your higher self is going to merge with you. What your higher self does is tells you to put up your hand. As you put up your hand and you stretch out your fingers, your higher self puts up their hand. And as you guys put hands together, you immediately feel this surge of energy through your body and your higher you feel this surge of energy. You feel this surge of energy through your body, and your higher self then merges into your body, and you can feel this alive energy that is all within you right now, and that this is who you are moving forward. You will feel more of this connection than ever before, and you will know when the guidance comes and when you can begin to act in this way, and you are forever changed. You have now connected with your higher self, and you are raising your vibrational level of consciousness. You are creating from a higher vibration, and your life will begin to reflect this change that you've made. Now, feeling confident, feeling amazing, know you are forever changed. Set the intention that you get a reflection in your day today that shows you that you have now manifesting from a higher paradigm. Now I'm going to count down from 10 to 1, and with every number I count, feel yourself becoming more and more relaxed. Feel yourself alert, present to the moment, and feeling absolutely relaxed and amazing. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Feel yourself now relaxed, becoming alert, present to the moment. 4, 3, 2, 1. 1, 1, 1. Now you are awake. You can open up your eyes now, feeling present to the moment, knowing that you have shifted. You are now embodying more of your higher self than ever before, and manifestation from this point going forward will be totally different. You will feel this higher level of consciousness within you at all times. Simply know that if anything bumps you down a little bit, you know how to get back in alignment. You feel guided as to what to do or what to let go of. And this meditation, I think, will help you. If you listen to it, especially for 21 days in a row, you will start to feel this connection just ripple throughout the rest of your life. So another thing I've done is I've created a meditation that will help you to raise your vibrational state of consciousness. It will help you so that you can create from this higher paradigm. It's absolutely free. It's going to be in the top of the description box below. And that is also something that you can listen to get that kind of benefit, especially after 3 weeks of doing so. So another thing I'll be doing is I'll be doing more live Q&As on Instagram. So if you want to ask me questions, if you want to do live meditations, go ahead and follow me on Instagram as well. And as always, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Feel free to like this video if you liked it, subscribe if you haven't already. Also, hit that little notification gear so that you can see the daily vids that I do. And other than that, as always, see you guys in the next video. Peace, much love, and namaste.